But Allie, you're back. We were talking about GPTs, and you have any plans to build any, or did you build any more that you might want to um, put in the GPT store?
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes.
I decided that I was going to walk while I'm on the spaces. So, because, New Year's resolutions, got to get some exercise in at the same time. So, sorry if you hear some extra noise on the background.
No, you're
So,
good. You're good. Go ahead.
okay, good. So, um, I don't personally have plans on building, at least not at this point, any GPTs that I would sell. I have some that I use for my own purposes that are doing a great job. However, I'm not as bullish about the whole GPT. Again, I don't know. I missed the whole convo about it. And I saw Matt's post earlier, and I 100% agree with him, unless he's changed his mind, and then I don't. But uh, so have you changed your mind, Matt?
I have not changed my mind about my thoughts on GPTs.
Okay, good, because you summarized it very well. That's basically what I'm feeling. And this whole time, even from the beginning, I've been a bit hesitant or just reserved, I guess is the right word for it. So I'm yeah, more on the wait and see. And I feel that there's going to be potentially just a few that will, benefit, but who knows? I'm open, but I am not rushing in to build things at this point. I'm using the ones that I'm using and potentially creating some more for myself, but that's not going to be part of my repertoire, at least in the AI space at this time.
Right. I think that one of the big issues with GPTs is just not knowing what you're going to get, not knowing what it's been tested to do. Like when I create a prompt for myself, or when anyone here creates a prompt, you know what the prompt does, like through the process of writing it, iterating on it. You kind of work it into a place where you have expectations for what it can do, and it does those things. Now, you don't get to experience that when you go and see someone else's GPT. They say like one sentence on what it does, and you just kind of like have to go off of that and then kind of almost like learn the GPT. And this is actually one of the reasons why I disagree so often with other people in the AI space who say that they think that there's going to be like like AI is going to be the new UX, and that in the future, you're not going to just have websites. You're going to like just go talk to the AI, and it's going to answer all your questions and do all the things for it. Like, I don't believe that. I think that user experiences really benefit from having a visual UI that sets expectations. When I click this button, I sort of expect this screen to change, in an app or something like that. And that's actually very useful, because then you see all the buttons, you see the menus, you see how things are laid out, and you intuitively understand how an app works. With an AI, there's nothing. You don't know what are all the things it can do, because you don't have all those buttons, all those menus, all that visual stuff to kind of cue you in. And I think that naturally makes it difficult, just like it's difficult with your Echo. I'm not going to say her name that starts with an A, because she'll talk back to me. But you don't know what she can do. Your home speaker assistant, because she can't show you. The only way she can do it is tell you. And every time she tries to tell me about something she can do for me, it annoys the crap out of me. Right? She'll be like, "Hey, yeah, I just told you the weather. Do you want to hear like the traffic?" And I'm like, "No, I don't want to hear the traffic. Like, I'm not asking. You don't even know where I'm going. Like, no." you know, right? And I think that that's the way it is with AI as a UX, as an interface in general. We don't know what these things do, to the down to like, we don't know if it's going to give you a short answer or a long answer, or like, we don't even understand the outputs. um so yeah, I think that there's still a lot of things to be figured out here in terms of making GPTs easier to understand. And it's actually why I think most of my GPTs that are going to be the most successful are going to be sets of GPTs that all have kind of a common reason for existing and have common outputs. So if you make it like, like I was saying before, I now have a set of editing GPTs, and all they do is check for various things in your writing, and they all work pretty much exactly the same way. You paste in your writing, the output that comes out is in the same structure for all of them. And so you can look at all 10 of those and know exactly what you're going to get if you've used one of them. Um, and I think we're going to see more value in creating these kind of like consistent outputs and just setting expectations. And so you'll know, hey, whenever I use one of Rob's GPTs that does this, I know exactly what I'm going to get. It's going to be this. And users need that to want to use something, to have confidence in what they're going to get.
This might be kind of crazy, but I was just thinking, do you think that we might see eventually that you could list these your GPTs on a resume for a job or a job application, depending on, something that you could do to add like a soft skill or something to the office or something specific for whatever your role might be. It might
Yeah.
show
And,
creativity.
You know what's funny?
well,
I want to say something about that
go ahead,
because I
Matt.
was listening to, I don't know who's listened to the interview with Sam Altman and Trevor Noah. It's an excellent interview. It's on Spotify. Really good interview. But there was a piece of the conversation where Trevor Noah actually brought this up to Sam Altman of how in the future he can see that like the job interview process could actually just go away because you can send people to your not custom GPT. He wasn't actually talking about GPT specifically, but he was saying you'll be able to send people to your custom chatbot that knows everything about you, knows all of your past work experience, has your personality baked into it, and is a digital representation of you. And when you go to get hired for a job, you could potentially send somebody to this AI sort of avatar chat version of you and let the interviewer interview this chat to learn everything there is to know about you, saving you time in the interview process. Now, I don't know if that's actually going to play out that way. It's just that's what that question just reminded me of, is that we could get to a point where on LinkedIn, you're posting a link to your custom AI avatar. And if people want to learn more about you, they just go have a conversation with that avatar. And if it is truly trained in on your personality and speaking style and beliefs and work experience and all that kind of stuff, then they can learn everything they need to know about you before hiring you from having a conversation with that bot. So just wanted to throw that out there because it was very fascinating based on your question.
I just hope that they, I just hope that they can deal with all the like BS sales pitches on LinkedIn as well. Because if that's the case, I'm so down for this. Make me a digital replica.
I see your bet and I raise you to online dating. And imagine now, instead of just looking at somebody's like Tinder profile, you get the AI version of them and you get to like, in a stress-free, private way, try and have a little bit of a conversation with them and see if you're vibing with the AI before you have to deal with the real person. And if the AI is like trying to get in your pants like too fast or pushing your boundaries or something, you could be like, I'm not really vibing with this guy's AI. I don't think I'm going to go on that date with
Rob,
him.